at the Bank of Ghana, think the same people were working there, and there were people you could trust.
Did he predict that if we are not careful, the cedi will go up to, will be selling at 460?
No, but you can predict that. You can predict that.
I'm not an economist.
No,
I cannot predict.
Look, you can predict that if we keep importing things, including every used underwears in this country, if we fail to produce the food we eat in this country, the dollar will rise. You don't have to be an economist. It's as simple as that.
Indeed.
Of course.
Okay. Let me come to you. Mike.
I'll be also grateful for the opportunity to rebut a few things that my brother has said, so that we can at least give the viewers a two-edged coin. Now, first of all, he talked about HIPIC, which was laughable because we inherited an NDC government and had to go HIPIC. Within a year. Come on. Let me make the point. Had to go HIPIC. So for me, the causal chain, the link, the root cause was the bad economy that the NDC government left. But in terms of this IMF, President John Mahama inherited an NDC government that he was part of. In fact, even president for the last 3 to 5 months. And you have to go to the IMF. So Ghanaians straight away know.
They have avoided it.
They haven't avoided it.
No. Several countries go for bailouts.
In fact, businesses go for bailouts.
Can you yes, let me land on that point that he said. So I want to just rebut that. So now Ghanaians know that because of your NDC antecedent, we went for bailout. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, there's nothing wrong with going for a bailout if you need to be bailed. After all, a lawyer goes to bail somebody who needs to be bailed. But I wouldn't advise that Nanaba, you should go into the police station cell to be bailed in the first place. I would advise you to be on the beach, relaxing and having some suntan. Yes. So yes, and a pina colada, living la vida loca. Not with this kind of behavior where you are telling me that I should get into the prison cell and then give the lawyer a clap. Oh, you bailed me, so you're the best lawyer. The lawyer doesn't want that. The lawyer wants transactions. That's better area to go. Now moving on to the second one, talking about patronizing made in Ghana goods. I don't understand why sometimes our brothers on the other side make these things so difficult. Nobody is saying that government conducts business, but government creates a conducive environment so that business will flourish.
How are you creating that in your 8 years?
We did so much.
Yeah,
so much. Wait. We did so much in that regard.
Give me 3.
Wait. For example, if you remember, when it came even to local produce in terms of poultry, we came up with a law that all the government agencies, including the army and so on, we should buy the produce local. Why did we do that? Because we wanted to start promoting local business. When it came to cables, you ask me, let me answer. When it came to cables, that is for building of government buildings, we are the ones who brought the policy that all scratch cards must be produced locally, which was later on adopted by our government. But we brought it out first as a directive. These are all things that we did.
And they are doing similar things.
Thank you. So we are saying that we brought those practical things to boost the local economy. It was a question. I wanted to give that answer. So moving on, I'm saying that create an environment where, for example, you put certain taxes on certain products that would make it not too conducive to import. You do, for example, you bring in certain policies that will help. For example, the scratch card, as we gave you an example. You're not seeing
anything like that?
No. That's not what we're talking about. I'm saying that you asked a very good question when you said, how is the government assisting? I'm saying these are things that government can do to assist. It's not a bad question. What government needs to do is to create that conducive environment. Then the businessmen will fill those gaps. And we should also make sure that, as was rightly also mentioned, forex, interest rates, inflation, all of these things must be such that it is conducive for the businessman to work. Now, talking about energy, as we all know, if the energy is not good, how can the businessman work? You are in a government. You are telling us that there's problem with energy. Every day you give us a new deadline, you never fulfill the deadline. As for President Mahama alone, he has given us 6 deadlines, none of them fulfilled. Then you also tell us
he's advised by the engineers.
Well, then he should sack his engineers because they keep giving him bad advice. If some doctor keeps giving you bad medicine and you keep going to the same doctor, then at one point we should blame you, the patient. That's why we have different options. The option for good advice is there, so you must take it. Now they say gas in Nigeria, gas in Nigeria. If the gas in Nigeria is not working, we all know that you can get solid gas and then later on turn into liquid gas and use. Look at that alternative. There are various alternatives that we can look at.
So we're doing
you know that we need gas so desperately in this country. There was a gas contract with Trinidad and Tobago about to start. You came in and within your first 2 to 3 years, you cancelled that gas project, so that it was only in your 4th year that the Atuabo gas thing, now with Sinopec and so on, could come on board. 3 years you were dealing with contracts because for whatever reason you decided to cancel the project. So if now we have problems with gas flaring, re-injection of gas and all of that, who should blame? You are the one in government. Solve the problem and stop talking. Look,
your last point.
Yeah, oh well, in this talking about statistical service, Nanaba, anybody will tell you that because a certain formula was used in 1992, you cannot complain about that formula in 2000. Doesn't understand the word formula. We were in this country when in 2010 Kweku Kwatin raised an issue with the Ghana Statistical Service with a survey, and it came out and they couldn't even give us the answer. They came with inflation, which at that time was about 9%. Do you know what was in there? Men's goods 0, whiskey 0, singlet 0. When you go to the market, is the price 0? They told us that when they went to the shop was closed. The Statistical Service, they came on radio. My brother knows. They told us that the shop was closed, so they couldn't get the amount, so they put it there at 0. But yet you added it in terms of quantitative sum, and so the average became less. When you do that kind of calculation,
but you were still using this formula.
No, we were not using 0.
Us that the economy was
we were not using 0.
Vibrant and buoyant.
Good. We were using men's shoes, but men's shoes the price was there. But in this case, men's shoe the price was 0. You see the difference. So all I'm saying is that anybody.
So when
will tell
you left office, the formula changed.
We are not saying the formula changed. We are saying that the additions that were used were not right. And even the Statistical Service was not just exposed, they had to come and defend themselves. And this is the answer that was given publicly. So anybody would tell me that Statistical Service during Dr. Baumia's time gave a result, and so Dr. Baumia cannot query another same formula used, but with different quantitative elements in there, and it's not acceptable.
Okay.
He doesn't understand
Let's
what
move
is
on
going
to
on.
the next